Okay, so we're just gonna go over some really basic type things, like how to set up your type. In this video, is a very basic example where the type just comes up from where the triangle starts by word. All one text layer for each section. So the what you want is a text layer and about me is a text layer. So let's open up a new comp. And start from the beginning. So the way type animators work is you need some text. So let's just do text, text, text. And I'm just going to center this up, middle of the screen. And the way you do it is you open down and you go to animate, and then you see all these options. So you have opacity, rotation, skew, scale, position, anchor point, and then all color. You could do a bunch of different kinds of things with this. However, we're just going to start with the most basic, which is maybe an opacity. So we clicked on opacity, it creates an animator and a range selector. So your opacity, you're probably going to want to start at 0 and then go to 100. So you're at 0 and now nothing happens because nothing is keyframed. When you open up your range selector, you see start and end. For opacity and anytime you're going to start, it's really just playing around with these start and ends and seeing what works. And this start is the most basic, so you start at 0%, which is this transparent mode, and then you'll want to end at 100%, and now it will fade in by character. And these options, you can also go into advanced, and this is where you can change it to words, so it will bring up text, text, text instead of each character. Randomizers, which will bring up random, so it's just a random fades in. It's not in order of how the text is written out. And that's pretty much how it works. And now you can use this animator to stack more things on top of it. For example, if you didn't want it just to fade in, you wanted it to maybe rotate and fade in, you can press add on this animator 1 and go to rotation. And now if I rotate it, you can see that they rotate and fade in. So it's really just playing around with these different properties. So you can add skew, scale, position. Let's add a position, because this is kind of what I had going on in my video, is they just came up from the bottom. However, in mine, I just didn't have the fade, so I got rid of the opacity, and instead, I just put a mask on it. So here, I would just grab the mask tool and put a mask on it, and so it looks like it's kind of coming up from that invisible plane. And that's the basics of type animation. You just add these animators and animate tools. Now, you can add different animators to it. So if I added a new opacity, I want to add a new opacity, and so you'll create a animator 2. And now if I wanted these, so they fade in and come up, and now if I wanted them to all fade out by character, I could just do the reverse. So it starts, this is always a little bit, so it would start here. You would start at everything at 0. This is just kind of playing around with the start and end and trying to see what works. So here you would start at 0 and then go to 100. And this does exactly what the reverse was of this, where it does the opposite. So then if I also set the properties position to the same thing, and so that's 299, 229. And I changed this to word. You'll see they come on like that, and then they go off like that. And that's just with 2 animators. Usually I only use 1 or 2 animators. Anything more than that gets a little bit crazy.